What is it, Kate?
Cultural appropriation. Hey, Dad.
Appropriation on food.
Dad.
Cultural what?
Appropriation.
Okay.
You know when you take something from someone else and make it touristy?
Yeah.
It's my jam.
Are we gonna have a fire? Stop you.
The guy that you rented on there, named Mike, he also has a rifle. For your protection, they trained us to use these rifles. We're also CPR trained. And all three of us are Plinkets.
Yeah, it's crazy eyes.
Can't like the idea of the play.
Oh, the winters. There is no winter. Like there is. Like I was talking about it.
Is there? Did you see that guy over there with like the overall covering on the suspenders? Kansas City Chiefs. See you guys. Come on.
There's my boat.
Pretty fine little, pretty drone.
Everyone has a dog. I think it'd be nice to have a yacht up here.
Want your window open? Can't get it open? Let me know. I am a window opening expert here. The other part of my job. Just let me know and I'll help you open that thing. If they get closed all the way, they get blocked as well. Like this one back here is blocked.
Dad, can I put my coat in your backpack? Dad?
No.
Do we have our pass? Mom? Mom.
hydroelectricity here in Juneau. However, it's fed by rain and snowmelt, so for half of the year, there really isn't much water to produce that power. So two Bluffs, both as gold mining, Bluff, and as electricity, Bluff, but tourism has been a great source of income for Juneau. Thank you all very much. Excellent question. So there are kind of two answers. Where does the blue come from? And the short answer is that our sun uses a rainbow of light: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, or indigo and violet if you want to get that. But
Almost isn't. Look at that bird levitating. In the wind, Mom, look. It's floating in the wind.
yes. Right, so that's called a calving event. When giant
Ben's contemplating his career future. He said he doesn't want to, he wishes there was more. What are you contemplating?
What do you think, Ben? Good.
I think it's a dirt road.
Yeah. I know, right?
Shot it is a Tlingit word for the mountain house. We are ascending 1,800 feet above sea level on the only aerial breathing. Once we reach up top, we'll be unloading We do ask that you don't put anything like phones, tablets, or cameras outside those windows. Please don't lean over the yellow ramps, rails, or ropes, as they are the
Go ahead, Cam.
Come get in the middle.
He's a Canada goose.
There you go, right there. No, a little more.
That's good.
Almost 6 feet.
So
You're
fun.
almost
Take a picture,
Canada
Mom.
Goose.
Yeah, I got that on video.
Eagle. I'm an eagle, Mom.
Oh no.
No, he's just joking right now, bro.
Back there. All right, welcome everybody. My name is Matt, and I want to be an astronaut when I grow up. All right, so Emma Rose, she's going to get all the dogs ready. I'm going to just show you all some equipment that I use whenever I train on this sled alone. And total in my life, I started running sled dogs and being a musher in 1993. And from that, sitting down, I'm just like, you know, just hanging out, you know, playing with my phone, doing whatever. I always say, depending on your generation, these can be worn by either Lady Gaga, Gene Simmons, or Herman Munster. So look at the thick foam, the foam liner very light. These aren't too heavy. My suit has same insulation, and it's about 12 pounds from head to. People think that we put the booties on their feet to help keep their feet stay warm. It's actually the opposite. Their feet, when they run, and that's why we put the booties on. And they just secure with Velcro. We change these out often. When she also trained up a lot of young lead dogs. She had a very calm disposition. So I would hook up a young leader next to her, and she would teach them how to be lead dogs. But that dog finished 5 Iditarods with me. She was only 42 pounds. So the smallest dog on the team, but she was the best lead dog because a good lead dog, what we say, only matters what's between the ears. Okay, you understand? And like when we run the I'll probably answer most of your questions as we go along. So we'll just do questions later. That's cool. There's my daughter Gracie. She's helping out. Her and Emma Rose. Casey grew up in the UP of Michigan. She had dogs since she was 11 years old. Her parents qualified for Iditarod last year, and now she's realizing her dream. She's gonna run the dogs in 2020. Yeah. All right. So 9 months from now, she'll be running these dogs in the Iditarod. This is the real deal, and I know the dogs look like maybe we just went to the pound and picked up a bunch of random dogs, but folks, this is the real deal. And I know what some of you are thinking. Well, why don't you just run the female and he in the front of the team, and then you can go really fast? I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Out there is through voice commands, and we teach the young dogs these voice commands. It's the same as mules and draft horses. She's gonna race on the Iditarod. Y'all should follow her. The best way to follow Casey on the race.
When is it, Casey?
March 7th. That's when it starts. First Saturday of March. And just get on your computer and then attach the computer into the internet. And then just.
Let me just touch it. Just touch it.
Off the crate.
Over here.
I can't stop at peace signs. It's really bad.
That kid's going through.
Because you're doing shit.
I don't care.
It's gonna go in the blooper reel.
I love it. That's my brother.
That'll go in the blooper reel.
What, that all my siblings hate me? Good. Love that.
Chill out.
Black sheep of
Go
the
back to
family?
class. Take one of those 360 pictures.
this time, you'll need to pick your favorite responsible adult from the front to the back of the coach car, because we do require adult supervision at all times. And this can be said for any spouses that act under the age of 7. I'm sure everyone will want a chance to get out there and take some pictures, and if you're taking a good photo, chances are there's somebody right behind you. Up in the Klondike region. We credit 3 men with this discovery: George Carmack, Skookum Jim Mason, and Dawson Charlie. Now, all across the nation in 1897, following a 7-mile span that goes from Fraser to the White Pass Summit, this area here is known as the Tormented Valley. Now, the winters up here at the summit can be one, and it was given a well-deserved retirement. That's a pretty wordy title, but basically, it means we're a pretty big deal. We rank up there with other marvels of engineering like the Eiffel Tower, the Panama Canal, and even the Statue of Liberty. And the DVD, filmed in all 4 seasons, features aerial footage of our train ride. That DVD is only... Directly as we emerge from it, you'll want to look in front of you off to the right-hand side, and you're going to see our whole rail line hugging the mountainside with the beautiful Sawtooth Peaks as a backdrop. So get out, get in position now, because again, that tunnel will be very dark, and you won't want to miss this photo opportunity all around us. We're now headed down our High Line section. This is the steepest grade on our tracks at 3.9. 3 peaks and a snowy bowl, and actually some cloud coverage is going over it right now, so you can make out the blue. Stay on board the train.
once in a, she knows, once in a lifetime experience. Our number one priority here on the vessel is your safety. So without further ado, I'm just going to be giving you a brief rundown of the safety protocols here. I'm modeling for you downstairs, how to wear a life preserver, and will be modeling upstairs.
On your coffee, don't hesitate to come on back.
Where they become. So when we see a deep dark piece of blue ice, we know that it's been under pressure for quite some time and likely has very recently calved off of the Hubbard Glacier. The different browns that we're seeing in blacks.
All right, let's see if we can get a force.
All these miles and pushing on this terminal face. And since this face is suspended in the seawater, it's very unstable. This glacier is not resting on the sea floor. It's actually happening at the base outweighs anything that's being lost here.
See good cabin.
Take a moment. We appreciate your feedback. That'd be great to fill them out before you disembark. And so that's about it. And we hope you've had a phenomenal time. Thanks so much and enjoy the rest of your cruise.
Did you see that you was leaking outside?
We're moving.
Are you taking a video?
that? Turkey and rice? Yeah, a whole turkey. multiple whole turkeys. How many whole turkeys do you think are on this?
2 weeks even. People are saying.
And they resupply. So.
You okay? Contemplating why?
I'm gonna hop her down this and rolling down the hill.
What?
It's the closest they've ever, to the best clearance it's ever been. I think.
Get it this. Look at this. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, trying to take a picture. You literally walked straight in front of me.
All right, fam Denali, quick.
Caitlin, you okay?
Yeah.
Contemplating why?
I'm gonna hop her down this and rolling down the hill.
What?
It's the closest they've ever, to the best clearance it's ever been. I think.
Get it this. Look at this.
Can't see. It's too bright.
Okay, let's go.
No paparazzi.
I think it's time to head back. Are these the poisonous ones?
No.
No, these ones, the really tall ones. Yeah, these are fine.
Give me.
Yeah.
One.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I thought we were gonna win. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done.
Hurricane Gulch, right here. Creek, those V's of those creeks. To the right, you can see a lot of those U-shaped valleys. That is all carved by glaciers, by receding glaciers. And as you can see, there's also creeks running down the middle of them. So the way that it's different, because life up here is a little bit different. It's difficult. You're isolated. So it's all okay. Cliff's doing everything right. It's just the road. Every year, DOT comes through and fixes these bumps in the road, literally every single year.
These are some cottonwoods on the left. Here, straight ahead, it'll be on the right is a white birch sticking out. Small tree away from the rest of them there. There's a white birch. More cottonwoods on the left. About the height of the winter snowpack. The other bushes, different heights, different shades of green, browner stems, are various species of willow bush. Many species of willow. Tundra means plants without trees. Now right about here, I have...
Wear a head thing.
What do you mean?
Headlamp, yeah.
Ready, Rob?
It's a 1 hour.
Oh,
We have to get back on the bus.
higher. Here,
Want to take it?
hurry.
Why hurry?
I love
You want your $50?
My eyeballs.
Might just gotta be.
Bathroom stop. Successful.
Shadows are hard right now.
Yeah, no.
built, and it starts flowing somewhere else. It's called the braided river, like braided hair. Channels separate.
Jealous.
I got some pictures.
Oh, he's not backed up. I'm not going to be able to see it.
Mom, hand me your camera. Like, give it to me.
Yeah. It's too bad there's a bus in front of us because there's a lot of dust. Yeah. Huh? I know because people are there.
All right, go back down.
Here, wait. Dad, ready?
Yeah, hold on.
We didn't miss anything. Where'd Ben go? Mom, where'd Ben go?
There we go. Have little hands.
Mom, where'd
What? Wait, when are you in Cowboys?
Hey.
Vlogging.
I'm Cam, I'm 24. I like to party.
Blooper reel.
The raven. That is an animal is found all around northern part of the world. It's the first wild animal which is mentioned in the Bible.
Like Clark.
It's right behind us. Sparrows are not happy. And arnica, the yellow one, is the arnica.
The base. Isn't that crazy? Then.
That's good.
there's so many. Dad. 2, 5, 6. They are kind of dangerous.
I feel those somewhere else. So the way that
Tina's going to talk about something a little bit more interesting. He's going to tell you about dinner tonight.
Hi guys, my name is Tito. I'll be one of the servers today. Let's see, we're going to get started with service shortly, but before we do, there's a few important things I do want to cover. If everyone can just look over to the windows near them.
for your airport transfer in the next couple of days and with your bags and whatnot. I know you guys are gonna have some questions about what I am handing to you. I will go over everything once we get to Fairbanks and we're back on the motor coach with Cliff. And then I will explain all of the tags and everything that I'm gonna pass out to you. So I'm gonna pass out to you guys back that card that you filled out, some more luggage tags, and also a list of activities in Fairbanks for you guys while you're. Oh yeah, there's rapids still out there. See all those waves? It's all whitewater rapids.
I thought the water was very heavy into the sea, so
Oh, you can. It's still flowing water. It's just hard for animals.
And how about us? Drink too? And we put everything on Prosecco's a wine, that one's rum, tequila.
Up here again.
Is that different berries?
I love the design colorway they have on these things. The blue and the yellow.
Yes.
Good eye. Yeah, it's just kind of staring at you right in front of the face.
He's still He's right there.
What's the matter?
Stop.
compound you may have heard of called carbon dioxide, or CO2. Those fins help serve as heat exchangers. In combination with that pressurized, liquefied CO2 compound, it helps draw any excess heat out of the ground, keeping the ground good and cold, passively refrigerating that permafrost so it can be kept intact, and the integrity of the pipeline can be maintained. Now note too that the pipeline itself is not actually bolted down to these BSMs. It's allowed to slide back and forth and bump up and down. Likewise, they don't always run the pipeline in a straight line. Occasionally you'll see they'll even zigzag it, particularly along our fault lines. Activity we have in our state. We get a lot of earthquakes in Alaska. This pipe is an earthquake. It's a massive earthquake. The biggest one to occur on record. They hadn't buried the pipeline so the caribou could go over top of it, unbeknownst. Meanwhile, by contrast, our moose and bear and various other critters have never seemed to mind it at all. You see them going underneath there all the time. They'll come right up to those BSMs and scratch their backs on there. And indeed, the caribou herds have been observed who've gotten very much acclimated to this pipeline. They're seen to go underneath there pretty regularly these days. Now, in terms of maintenance, turn your attention to this sign here to my immediate right. We get a lot of questions out here as to why in the world are we spelling Alaska so strangely on this sign here. That word is actually pronounced Alyeska. Alyeska is an ancient Alaska Native Indian word that means great or main land. It's the Alyeska Pipeline Service Company that's responsible for maintaining this pipeline. Alyeska has a maintenance program, for example, with the use of what they call pigs. And they've got two basic categories of pigs, and I didn't assign them these names, but they refer to them as the smart pigs and the dumb pigs.
It's up north to Alaska, go north, rushes on. In the year of 92, with George Cloud, visiting with you guys up at the main camp. Tim's going to take back over, and he reminded me to play the fiddle. I brought a fiddle today to play for you guys, a couple tunes on the way down. So, if you guys are okay with a little bit of fiddling on the way down, say yeah! Yeah!
You got a great risk of cave-ins that way. When the summer times will come, they seal these shafts off to keep it nice and cool down there. They proceed to wash through all the material that they've excavated throughout the winter. In the winter, at the bottom of these shafts, they have a loaded ore car, wheelbarrow, lowering one of these iron muck buckets or kibbles down the shaft. They unload the ore cars into these buckets, hoist the buckets back up, run them along these cables here like you see, all the way up to that pole, called the gin pole. Or eventually, the buckets would catch, they swivel, stretch out, dump it forward. Then they let them come coasting back down into bang into these logs here and be reset for the next load. All winter long. So up until about 1920, that's what these outfits around here typically look like. And notwithstanding their efforts at safety in the summertime, when they seal the shaft off and try to keep it cool down there, a lot of times they slump off and cave in anyway. Or, more typically, because the tunnels were below the water table, they often fill up with water and then freeze solid. You have to start all over again. It wasn't very efficient. Meanwhile, gold at that time was only 9,000 gallons of water a minute, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 220 some days of their mining season meant there was no way they could rely on some pitiful little creek or stream for that kind of water supply. So what the FP company decided to do was hire hundreds of miners to bushwhack their way to the tops of these hills over here, the distant north, the left of you, and had them proceed to dig, largely by hand, a giant trench, 10 feet wide by 10 feet deep, largely by hand, for 90 miles. This giant trench became known as the famous Davison Ditch, and it wound its way through the tops of those hills over there just as far as for between 20 to 30 of these thaw points, pounding them into the ground just an inch or two at a time. Anybody here ever experienced the joy of pounding fence posts in the ground before? Give you a sense of what that was like and the monotony of it. And we found some footage of those fellows doing this back then. It's hooked up to the dredge right now. Of course, we've stepped it down to 110 volts. It just runs the lights and videos on board these days. As we pull up and park next to the dredge, in a moment I'll turn it over to this gal. Her name is Yukon Yonda. She's got decades of mining experience in the interior of Alaska. She's going to describe to us how this machinery works, and then we'll give you a panning demonstration. Yukon, good morning. I've got a great American freight train here. Take it away.
Well, howdy.
Howdy.
Darn good to have you here in camp with us today. I am Yukon Yonda, and I started mining for gold back in 1978 right here in the interior. And it's a pleasure to be able to share with you this camp's mining history and that of Gold Dredge 8. She was built in 1927 at the Bethlehem Steel Shipyards. Everything that they manufactured in parts, they then put on the railroad, layers off. I like to work this down to where it's a healthy tablespoon of pay dirt. Then you change how you move your water, and this is also just as easy. You roll the water like it's a marble up and over.
We let the little rocks fall out, right?
Just want to rinse them out.
Yeah.
Take a steep angle, get that water out, and then straight down the right like that.
Oh, okay.
And let that water pull out.
My water's not pulling.
I wasn't going steep enough. It's not surprising.
What?
To me.
What?
You can just walk through this like whatever.
We should keep on to our
feet on.
Make it look.
That's so cool. Then
That's awesome.
built in 1927. You think the guy that came up with this then? He's like, why isn't he must have thought that how has nobody thought of this before, huh?
What?
It does all the parts of mining in one contained unit.
One, just all the stuff.
It did? And all electric?
Does it say the year?
These are all just.
I've been like, it's what they made, like crazy amount of money. You see how much gold we found? Just doing our the bucket, 22 buckets per minute, 36 feet.
Hey, fingers, this thing.
Don't drop your finger. What? No, or is this present?
It's probably been. I've been taking pictures of all this stuff because I haven't.
It's been videotaped.
Jake takes a lot of pictures of all this kind of stuff.
That ran the trauma.
Yeah, 700 ounces. You know how much that is?
How much?
Almost $1 million. $5 an ounce, $800 an ounce, like in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, there was a period when I was a kid.
See that?
Oh, do they?
The rest of them are just strewn around here somewhere.
These things?
Probably sold them 20
You
beats.
think they've just been here forever?
50, 60 years. Tony B.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to wear this.
Got some hot chocolate all over it.
Big fire mountain we're going. Steps of the house around himself. Hey, chicken in the bed, been picking out dough. Ready, did your dog bite? Amazing Grace.
What's that?
I'll point out the fact that the dredge, the digging arm on that dredge is 28 feet long. You can only dig 28 feet below the hull of that dredge. They always try to stay within 28 feet above the bedrock, because over eons of time, as that heavy gold would sink and settle its way through that gravel, it would stop at the bedrock. So that was where it was the most concentrated, typically. So they'd use the lips of those buckets to literally kiss just the top inch or two of that bedrock. They could feel it when they hit that bedrock.
You get it? What is it?
An Earth Roamer.
What is that?
I think cost $300,000.
And this is a heavy boat to move. This vessel, before anybody steps aboard, weighs 260 tons. And we only sink down to this river 39. With sudden stop anywhere in this tricky little river. Everybody over 39 inches tall.
Sounds good. Well, watching that quick takeoff and really impressive landing, it's obvious you have a lot of stuff.
We'll see them down there. But they'll be on skis for 7 months out of the year, and the reason I'm... And they'll be pumping a lot of beer this afternoon, as warm as it is. So a young couple bought this old building and resurrected it, and turned it into a watering hole of a different sort. So that's a good place to eat, and I think they're having a special on smoked brisket tonight or something. But this is where jet boat, SUVs, snowmobiles, kayaks. Yeah, it's not how much money you got in the bank, it's how many toys you got in your backyard around here.
Important in our town, because they're in charge of steering the team. They're also in charge of setting the pace for the rest of the team. So we want to have dogs running up there that we really know and trust. We start looking for the characteristics of a lead dog when they're as young as those pups. Because we know a puppy who's the first, and the dogs absolutely love it. You can see there's no lack of passion for what they do, which is always inspiring.
Okay, now let's listen to what she says to start the team, and it's not mushu huskies like Sergeant Preston. The old French-Canadian trappers used to say marche, and that's where the term mushy came from. But she just said, all right, and there they go. All right, now she's going to give them a left turn command. They're going
Head to let them know we appreciate their hard work.
All right, it's everybody into the pool after gym class. Wow, amazing. Now, I told the folks that I think Kayla's going to come down. Now, this young lady also comes from Caltech. She, too, is Koyukon Athabascan. She goes to, she will be attending Fort Lewis College in Durango, Colorado, her freshman year coming up. So we're going on, put the hood up, and we don't freeze up. It's not the feathers, it's the air trapped in the coat. The feathers catch the air is the barrier between the cold air outside.
Quality salmon, and they run twice each year. So we would feed these to our dogs. And right now, I've started the basic dog food cut. I remove the head from the body, and then I separate the two fillets from the backbone, keeping it connected at the tip.
These next 4 pelts are all foxes, clothing. Cross sections from the back of this pelt would be used to make the outer part of a parka ruff, or it could be used to make a complete parka, like the one displayed on the porch. This next one is the lynx. And the lynx is closely related to the bobcat, and they're known for their black-tipped ears, short stubby tail, frostbite. So it is always used as the inner part of a parka ruff. But the wolverine is a very ferocious and cunning animal, and only the best and luckiest trappers would be able to bring this prize home. Silver fox and the cross fox, same litter. The beautiful white one on the end. the trunks of birch trees, and it is one of the main reasons that the Athabascans were able to survive such a cold, harsh winter. They would take a rock and bore a hole into the middle. Birch bark canoes are very rare, and we are very lucky to have this one to share with you folks today. The ribs of the canoe are made from...
Over to your far right is the hide of a grizzly bear. In the middle is a moose, and closest to me is the hide of a caribou. But if you look over to your left, you can see an example of a full-size bull moose. He was taken just north of us. Wow, what a skilled hunter! A birch bark microphone like this. The hunter would imitate the bull moose's mating call, which is a deep spear to provoke it. They would then plant the spear into the ground and that heavy falling in. When the Athabascans took an animal, nothing was wasted. The tanned hides were particularly valuable for clothing, shelter, and lashing. So, once the men brought down the animals, the women began to prepare the hide by scraping up all the hair and flesh using sharpened shin bones from both caribou and moose. This left them with rawhide. Rawhide is especially valuable when cut into strips like this called a beach.
And this is the ceremonial chief's coat. They are both museum quality garments that were prepared in the same traditional way like Leah just explained. After Western contact, the Athabascans would trade furs for beads, and they became Baskin Yukon-style women's winter parka. It is all traditional except that zipper going down the middle. We just keep that on there so we can get it on and off on hot summer days. Traditionally, it'd be sewn together pullover style. The main body is beaver, and it is shared for design. The black and white skin at the bottom is calfskin, and it's trimmed with river otter and timber wolf. Now get ready, sunshine bra. The outer part is timber wolf, and the inner part is wolverine. As you've learned, wolverine is always sewn closest to the face because it prevents frostbite. And any leftover pieces would be made into tassels, wolverine tipped with timber wolf. And she would sew these on to show that her man was a skilled hunter and he caught that tricky wolverine. Now she's going to show us the designs on the back. Skin sewing techniques and beadwork designs were passed down mother to daughter, generation after generation. Each family has their own original design, and if Leah were to travel to a different village, you can tell where she's from just by looking at the back of her parka. Thank you, Leah. And if you'd like to get very much, you've been great.
That you're home safe. They're part of the team, as you know, and so we